Good Monday makers, and welcome back to another episode of MakerPipe Monday. This is our weekly build showcase series where we round up projects from the MakerPipe community. I've got 5 great builds and hacks to show you today. I'm really excited, so let's dive right in. First up is an awesome hack shared by Chuck. And a lot of people ask us how to mount 2 pieces of conduit parallel to each other, and this is an awesome solution. These are automotive hose clamps that are used by people who have modified their engine and are building out show cars and want to tidy up the engine bay. You can see these hoses are nice and secured with this clamp. It's 2 halves that clamp together with a hex wrench, and I believe it could be a 5mm hex wrench, which would be perfect for MakerPipe connectors. But as you can see, the clamp is designed for 2 pieces or 2 hoses with 0.94-inch diameters. 3/4-inch EMT conduit has an outside diameter of 0.92 inches, which is perfect for these clamps. As you can see that he used in his project, he's got 1 piece of conduit here, as you can see, and then here it is with 2 pieces of conduit parallel side by side, and it looks awesome. I think people are going to find this really useful. I'm really glad that Chuck shared it with us. And if you want to pick up some of these, I think you can find them locally. You might call ahead and check, but you're looking for a 12 AN automotive hose clamp. And I'll link these in the description as well as in the community here if you want to go check out that post, also linked in the description. But thanks so much, Chuck, for sharing that. I think people are going to find that helpful for their build. We love seeing it. Next up is a storage rack built by Robert, and this is for plywood. He said he's got a small workshop. He's wanting to maximize the space as much as he can. So he took some inspiration from the racks that he saw at Lowe's and Home Depot and wanted to make this one. So this is a storage rack that allows him to vertically store all kinds of different pieces of wood. You can see he's got the shelves higher if he wants to have these shorter pieces of wood or smaller pieces of wood stored there. He's got some taller pieces in the middle, some MDF on the side, and this is a great idea. I think he used mostly or all T connectors to kind of make the desired measurements for the height and the width of the rack. I think this is a great idea. I think he's even got casters on there, so he can easily roll it around his shop and move it out of the way if he needs to get to something else, or just roll it out completely if he's working on something big in the garage or the shop. This is a great solution. Thanks so much, Robert, for sharing it. I love seeing it. Next up is a review left by Ralph on the T connector. And he said he had a PVC hoop house or greenhouse that he made, and it wasn't as sturdy as he wanted it to be, so he wanted to add metal pipes or conduit to it and kind of make it more rigid. So what he did was he took 1/2-inch EMT conduit and found MakerPipe connectors and built this one. And you can see he used 180-degree connectors in the middle, which I think is a really good design because he's got these bent kind of half arches here that kind of go up and meet in the middle, and he's got a 180-degree connector that they each go into on these, or that each side goes into one 180-degree connector, and then through the center of the 180 there's a center pipe all the way down, and this allows him to connect all of the sides to that middle pipe the same way all the way down. And to connect the connectors to 1/2-inch EMT conduit, he used 3/4-inch PEX and made some shims. We have some available on the site, or you can make your own with 3/4-inch PEX, and you can just cut them to length to fit inside of the connector. And he also used T connectors on the sides here to connect everything together and brace it, and it looks like a great solution. You can see he drilled some holes into the wood and slotted the EMT conduit down into it. You could also use 1-hole straps or 2-hole straps. Any of those 3 solutions will secure everything nicely to your bed. But that's awesome. We love seeing it. Thanks so much for leaving that review. Another review left was actually an update from something we looked at in last week's episode. If you recall, we actually went over this shed-style roof for this generator. It's a great build, and we were speculating on how the roof was mounted. And Robert got back and left another review with an update and said that this was on-do-line PVC roofing, and he used or drilled 732-inch holes into the roof and then used UV cable ties to secure the roof in place. And he even shared another photo. He added another side panel or kind of angled roof here on the side to protect the intake over here and keep snow out of it. So thanks so much for sharing that update. We love seeing it. I think people will find the cable tie trick and the PVC roofing. I think they'll find that useful. So thanks for sharing that. Next up is another build in the Facebook community, and this is by Open Source Bike. They've been using 3/4-inch connectors and 1/2-inch connectors along with EMT conduit to prototype their RV e-bike trailer. So this is being pulled behind their e-bike trailer, and they've got all kinds of hacks in here. They've got a what is this? A propane powered generator and a hot water heater. They said it accommodates different tank options. They've got a 12-volt fridge in there. And it's just so many hacks, and there's so many things in here. Such great ideas. This is an axle that I'm not exactly sure what this bracket is, if it's something that already exists or if they custom made it. But they've got the axle able to be moved up and down this pipe if they need to by just loosening this bolt and washer here. And this actually holds the axle in place. Such a great build. There's so many things in here, like this telescoping clamp. They can adjust the height of the solar panels. And there's so many pictures and so many great details in here. I'll link it down below. All of the builds will be linked down below if you want to check any of them out and get more information. But there's 31 pictures here, full of great ideas and great things. So thanks so much, Open Source Bike, for sharing your project. We're glad that it's working well for your prototyping. And the next build is from Jacob, and he is making a desk. He said he recently moved into a new space, and he modeled out this desk, and he 3D printed the mini connectors, and we have the file. I'll link that down below if you want to print some yourself, or we have them available on the site. But he 3D printed his own connectors and modeled out this desk, and even 3D printed the tabletop that's going to go on top of the desk, which was really cool to see. And here it is. He was kind of building it kind of in the middle process before he had the tabletop picked out, making the framework. He used a lot of T connectors, and you can see in this picture, it goes from the wall on one side all the way into the corner and then extends out on this wall as well. He used some of the plumbing flanges connected to EMT conduit for the feet, and it's just a lot of T connectors going up and down the framework. And here in the middle, instead of having like a sharp corner here, he actually kind of angled a piece here using the adjustable angle connectors on top and then T connectors down low to achieve that angle. He's got the level there, you can see. He's making sure everything is square, which is awesome. And it's just a great build and a huge desk and a great setup. And he recently shared his update, which was how he made the tabletop. So you can see here's kind of the hero shot. Everything is all put together. He's got everything on the desk. He's got 3D printers up here, some down below. He's got his chair here where he sits in the middle of that angled piece we talked about. 3 monitors set up. He's got storage, a trash can, just a huge desk and a great setup here. And he had to custom make this because of the size of the desk. And he said he did that with, looks like 1 1/8 inch thick edge glued pine board. He said it's pretty solid, and he's got that secured on the top, I believe with 1-hole straps, or it may just be resting on top here he's got some pipe insulation that you can find at your local hardware store. Pull noodles also work great, but he's got the tabletop sitting on top of the framework using that. Here's kind of a shot of everything. Such a great desk, a lot of great ideas in here, and we're really glad that you found it useful for your setup. That's all the builds I have for you this week. Thanks so much, everybody, for sharing your projects. We love seeing them, so keep sharing them in the Facebook group, on social media, email, community. There's all kinds of different ways you can share them, and we love seeing them. Thanks, everybody, for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.